Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Welcome to a brand new week, and there could be a lot of activity this week. The show, of course, brought to you, sponsored by the guys from U to B, who make these Arsenal-inspired T-shirts. I've got a new one on today. See it? Love that. All right, so make sure you check out the guys from U to B. The link is in the description if you want to get hold of one of those excellent T-shirts with their full range there. So make sure you check it out. Now, straight into the transfer news. Willian, should I say former Chelsea player, because he said his goodbyes yesterday, confirming to Chelsea fans that he is leaving Chelsea after 7 years at the club. He's done really good service there, has been a very, very good player. But he is now leaving, and what everybody suspects is that he is on his way to Arsenal. It's one of the worst kept secrets at the moment in football, unless he was to do a similar move to what he did when he actually joined Chelsea. Remember, he was supposed to be joining Tottenham, and at the last minute, he turned around and joined Chelsea, which annoyed the hell out of Tottenham fans and made Chelsea fans overjoyed. But now he's going to be on his way to Arsenal. Said to be, of course, a deal that's worth around about £100,000 a week. And of course, it won't cost Arsenal any money in transfer fees. It's a free transfer. Willian, of course, who can be played out wide, but he can also be deployed as sort of like an attacking midfielder as well. Did he used to play in that role sort of at Shakhtar? He's played that role before at Chelsea as well. And when you think about it, it's not a bad deal for Arsenal. You know what I mean? All right, it's, you know, he's 31, going on 32. He's getting older, but he's a player. He's got very good stamina. He's very energetic, great dribbler, and a very experienced Premier League player. I know he's coming from Chelsea, and we're looking on it and saying, well, it's another one of those old Chelsea players on their way to Arsenal. But I really do think that he can bring something to Arsenal. When you think that it's not really costing us anything, it's a bit of a no-brainer. So it looks like Willian at some stage this week will become an Arsenal player. We'll have to wait and see what day or when that actually happens. Could be any time this week, right? But Willian set to join Arsenal. What about Mesut Ozil, though? What are we going to do with Mesut Ozil? We all know. I don't have to tell you guys. It's the long-running saga at the moment. He's on huge wages. The highest earner at the club, £350,000 per week. He's not playing. You know, Arteta doesn't fancy him. Looks like he's kind of fallen out with the hierarchy as well. Well, you know, remember, he's one of the players who refused to take a pay cut. And as I said, hasn't paid a minute since the lockdown. Not 1 second did he play for Arsenal, sitting on the benches. What are we going to do with him? There's been a lot of talk over this weekend that Arsenal may be prepared to pay off the rest of the money that is due to him. So his contract, of course, runs out at the end of next season. If you add it all up, if they paid off his contract, it'd be around about £18 million just to make him go. Or could he be on his way to another club? At the weekend, he was over there in Turkey. And you can see him here in a picture there. He's pictured in this picture with a guy called Okan Buruk, who's the Istanbul Başakşehir manager. Istanbul Başakşehir, they are the team that won the Turkish Super League for the first time in their history. And they won that this season. And Ozil says pictured with him. And there are a lot of rumors going around that he could be on his way to Istanbul Başakşehir. As I said, they won the league for the first time, which means they will be in the Champions League as well. They've got a host of ex-Premier League stars who play for them. Demba Ba, Robinho, Gael Clichy, formerly of Arsenal, also Man City. He also plays for them as well. But there's a lot of talk that they're very interested in bringing Ozil in. As I said, they'll have Champions League football. They're a team that's on the move up. And also a lot of talk that they may be willing to let Robinho go. As of course, remember Robinho, he used to play for Man City back in the day. He's like their big earner. They may be willing to let him go to free up the wages to possibly bring Ozil in. Would it be a permanent deal? Would it be a loan deal? Arsenal said to be willing to help with any loan deals, subsidise it so that they can get rid of him. I mean, it's a crazy situation at the moment, what's going on with Mesut Ozil, bit reminiscent of what's happening over there in Madrid, Real Madrid, with Gareth Bale, where you've got a player who's on mega money and he just doesn't want to go anywhere. And you know what? I know it's ridiculous money. And I saw a tweet yesterday with somebody who's tweeting Ozil and saying, listen, you've made a lot of money for the sake of the club, move on. But it's not Ozil's club, Arsenal. He didn't ask to be put on this money. He negotiated it. Arsenal agreed to pay it. That's what we're paying. It would be best for all parties if he moved on. But put yourself in his shoes. Would you go anywhere unless a club's going to match what you're getting or get near to that? And at the moment, he's not even playing. No club's going to come anywhere near that. So it does look like if he does go, Arsenal going to have to subsidise that or pay him off or something. But I just think for the benefit of all parties right now, he does need to move on somewhere. Talking of moving on, another player who's definitely going to be moving on this summer is Matteo Guendouzi, falling out with the manager big time again. After the Brighton game, after the lockdown, he didn't play another minute either. FA Cup final, he wasn't even around. He was out on holiday. Definitely on the move out. Now, Arsenal said to have set a price that they want for Matteo Guendouzi. They want £40 million for him. That's the price. PSG are said to be very interested. So are Barcelona. It's going to be really fascinating to see where he ends up this summer. But it looks like he's definitely on the way out. And of course, that money would enable Arsenal to free up a lot of funds to go after some of the other transfer targets that they are looking at this summer. Could Lucas Torreira also go? I spoke about this one the other day, that Torreira was sort of, not saying he wants to go, but, he wants to play. He wants to be playing regular football. Every footballer would say that. Atletico Madrid said to be very interested in him. This is according to a publication over there in Spain called Mundo Deportivo. They're saying that Atletico Madrid very interested in him. Of course, we're very interested in Thomas Partey, who plays for Atletico Madrid. Could there be some sort of swap deal or a swap deal plus cash? Lucas Torreira is still a very young player, still a very highly rated player, Uruguayan, international, a swap deal could make sense. He does look like that type of player as well, that would be liked a lot by Diego Simeone and would probably do better in Spain, where the physicality, when I say physicality, we know he's got physicality, but, things like your height and that comes into play less and less. Again, it's going to be fascinating to see where he ends up this summer. Lucas Torreira. It'd be sad to see him go. I still think he's a very good player, and I don't know why it just hasn't seemed to have worked out so far for him at Arsenal. Or do we persist with him and leave it to Arteta to get the best out of him? It's going to be, as I said, interesting. But him being linked with a move away, and it could make sense for him to go one way and Partey to go the other. Emiliano Martinez. Will he stay at Arsenal? We seem to be talking about players who are going to stay, let alone players coming in. Will he stay at Arsenal? That's the thing. Some interesting quotes at the weekend coming out from him. He was speaking to a radio station over there in Argentina. And here's a couple of the quotes from him. He said, "I've shown the club that I can play for them. And when I return next season, I need to have more games." Martinez also went on to say, "That is the only way I will stay at Arsenal. My target is to consolidate my place with Arsenal and to reach the Argentinian national team as number one. I won't stop until I get that. And if I don't play for Arsenal, then clearly I would move on." So he's quite categorically saying there that if he's not playing, he's not going to stay at Arsenal. Now, he hasn't specifically said, I have to be the number one at Arsenal playing week in, week out in the Premier League to say he's saying about games. So would it be enough for Arsenal to say to him, all right, you're going to do all the FA Cup, you're going to do all the Europa League games. Seems to me that he's saying, I want to play more than that. That's what it seems to me there. It's going to be a battle to keep hold of him. I've said this for quite a while. He has proven himself to be, to me, one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. Have a look at some of the other goalkeepers around and tell me if he's not one of the best after what we've seen. He's going to want to play regular football. And of course, I said he's kind of backup Argentinian keeper at the moment. If he is playing regular, he can get that #1 spot in the national team. So are Arsenal going to be able to keep hold of him? They've got him tied down into a contract. His contract doesn't run out for a couple of seasons. But will we be able to keep hold of him? Or will we let him go and get funds in? And then there's the whole thing about Leno's injury. How bad is it? When will he be back? Again, a big conundrum for the Arsenal hierarchy and Mikel Arteta. What happens to Emiliano Martinez is a good problem to have when you've got lots of players playing well. And then there's this one about Wilfried Zaha. I don't know if you saw this one yesterday. Zaha away on holiday, and there was a post that went out on Instagram story with some mates that he was with. One of them was where a mate sort of pointing to a neon sign of Zaha, and the neon sign said Zaha to Arsenal. It was followed up by another Instagram story here, where the guys are saying, Arsenal, if you don't sign this man, you lot are the effing stupid. You know what the price is. It's easy in today's market. And he put Zaha in it, and there's Zaha in the middle. Zaha, a lot of fans were getting excited yesterday and saying, oh, could Zaha be on his way? Zaha's coming. Zaha had to come out and do a post or to, put out a story saying, listen, I've got no control over what people are going to say. It's not me saying I want to go to Arsenal, because obviously some Palace fans must be pretty upset about the whole thing. But Zaha seeming to just say, listen, just chill out. I'm not saying I'm going to Arsenal. It wasn't me. Just relax. So, so I think don't get too overexcited by those rumours. It doesn't look like Wilfried Zaha will be joining Arsenal this summer. The attacking player that does look like he's definitely coming is Willian. So let's look out to see what happens with that one this week. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. As I said right at the start of the show is sponsored by the guys from U to B. Link is in the description if you're interested in any of their T-shirts. You know what? Transfer business is starting to hot up. It's going to be very interesting over the next few weeks to see what Arsenal do. And we are going to be all over it here at AFTV. So make sure you keep it locked here. And we will give you all the latest updates on all the latest transfer rumours linking players to Arsenal. This is the original.
Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.